Hey y'all, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Coach K Marie and today we are kicking off the Daniel's fast. I know I look a little crazy. Today is my hair day. It is grocery pickup day because I ordered groceries because the fast starts today. So I wanted to get this video out though because I said I was gonna do a Bible study series to accompany the Daniel's fast. So you'll see me do that. I'm still wavering between whether it's gonna be like, I think it's gonna be like 6 or 7 different videos, but we'll cover that over the next few days. But going into the fast, I wanted to make sure that I recorded this video on some tips that is gonna help you. I have been doing the Daniel's fast with my family and with our church for 16 years. More than a few times successfully and more than a few times failed. And so these tips are really going to help you, not just for the Daniel's fast, honestly, but for any fast that you decide to do spiritually. Fasting is going to help you leap spiritually. It's going to help you develop spiritual maturity. It's going to help you develop spiritual self-control. Like, there's so many benefits to fasting. Fasting is literally the way that you strengthen your muscle for self-control. Today, I have 5 tips for you for the Daniel's fast as you get started. If you have not already, go ahead, order your groceries. Tip number 1, focus on the intention, not on the food. Every single time somebody asks me about the Daniel's fast, or I say I'm doing a Daniel's fast, they're like, oh my gosh, I haven't been able to do the fast or complete the fast. What recipes do you use? Why are you worried about the food? Like, the fast is supposed to be a focus on intention, and it's supposed to be a focus on your relationship with God. So the last thing you should be worried about is the recipes. Probably focusing too much on what am I gonna eat? You're worried about, like, your mind is worried about and preoccupied with what am I gonna eat? What am I gonna eat? What am I gonna do if I get hungry? Like, you should be preoccupying yourself with the intention of the fast, which is whatever you are fasting for, right? It's the Daniel's fast. It's a corporate fast. A lot of people do it together, but you need to have your own set intention for why you are fasting. And so if you shift your mindset consciously, you have to tell yourself, let me stop thinking about what I'm eating for lunch or what I'm going to do if I get hungry, and let me instead think about what I want coming out of this fast, what I desire coming out of this fast. And let me focus on, well, what is God trying to tell me during this fast? Then you'll actually feel less hungry and you'll actually be less hungry. So it is a conscious mindset shift. When I say conscious, I mean it's not something that's going to come naturally. You're going to have to remind yourself over and over again, that's not what this is for. I don't need to be thinking about that. Like, you're going to have to pull yourself through and make that shift yourself. Tip number 2 is praying for 10 minutes before eating and drinking a bottle of water. Okay. I had a friend tell me last year, she's probably gonna see this video, but last year she was doing a fast and I was doing a fast. It wasn't a Daniel's fast, it was just general. And she told me, maybe you're not physically hungry, maybe you're spiritually hungry. And when she said that, I was like, ugh, oh my goodness. Like, I should pray before I eat, because you really are not in tune with your body. A lot of us are not in tune with our bodies in general. That's why subjects like intuitive eating and mindful eating are so popular, and why I love talking about them, because a lot of us are out of tune with our physical body, but we're also out of tune with our spiritual body. And so while you may be hungry, you actually may be trying to eat to fill a spiritual void. And that is what happens with a lot of people who overeat, that emotionally eat. They are eating because they're feeling. They're not eating because they're actually like hungry, right? And so when we lean into the spiritual side of things, and when we lean into growing and developing our relationship with God, we become less controlled by all of these worldly things that are causing us to overeat, right? I'm not, eating because I'm heartbroken because I went to church, or I watched a sermon, or I did a Bible study, and I don't feel as heartbroken. I may still be heartbroken. I may still be in the healing process, but I'm not allowing my withdrawal from that person to cause me to overeat. I'm instead leaning into my relationship with God, and that's filling me up in a different way. So I'm not eating as much physically. I'm not overeating as much, right? Overindulging. And so you may be spiritually hungry. So what I suggest is, before you eat, pray for 10 minutes. And I didn't just say pray, I said pray for 10 minutes, because the time plays a factor too. If you are struggling with deep prayer, and this is something for a long time that I struggle with, deep prayer. Like, sometimes you meet people, you see people, and they pray for a long time. Like, they be in the prayer closet, they be going to war. You know what I'm saying? Like, those people who just go to war. and you envy. I had a thing where I was like envy people. Like, I don't really, like, what am I praying for 10 minutes? 10 minutes is a long time, okay? What am I praying for? Like, I'm very grateful, you know what I'm saying? But like, what am I saying for 10 minutes? I don't talk for 10 minutes unless I'm making a YouTube video or I'm doing a live stream, okay? So I suggest setting a timer, because what happens is when you set the timer for longer than what you're capable of, 10 minutes is the start, but if you set the timer for longer than what you're capable of, you'll end up pulling things out of yourself. It's almost like you're stretching yourself and you're building like endurance, like spiritual endurance, okay? So if you think you can pray for 10 minutes, set the timer for 15. If you think you can pray for 15, set the timer for 25. It's building spiritual endurance. Here's what happens, and I know this from a coaching perspective. When you give yourself more time than what you think you need in order to be gracious and in order to have a conversation with God, you end up leaning deeper in, you're digging deeper, and you uncover more. You uncover more. If you're a person who struggles with praying, like just in general, like how do I pray? What do I say? Try journaling, prayer journaling. I say prayer journaling, okay? Not just journaling, writing down your ideas, but you need to be writing to God, okay? That may help you. Set yourself a timer. Get a prayer journal, just a notebook. Say, this is my prayer journal for 2025. Set the timer and just talk to God in writing. That may help you if you struggle with like vocal prayer. But it does the same thing, and you want to do that right before you eat. So once you start getting hungry, like once you feel the physical sensation of hunger, that's when you should set aside that time and go ahead and go into your 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever it is, okay? Don't wait until you're like, people be like, I'm hungry, and then they wait and they wait and they wait and they wait because they're trying to wait. But like, you don't want to wait too long from the time you start getting hungry before you start the prayer and then go into eating, because then you start losing. It's harder. I'm not gonna say you lose control. You're always in control, but it's definitely harder the longer that you wait. Like, you're not getting extra points for waiting until 12 o'clock to eat. It's Daniel's fast. Like, you eat whenever you want to eat, but you have to be spiritually in tune and physically in tune with your body, and you have to not eat the things that are, you know, on the list. Number 3, don't overthink it. Complicated recipes, like, it's just too much. It's gonna be too much. Do not overthink what you're eating. You literally need to sit down and write a list of what are my fruits that I like to eat, what are the vegetables that I like to eat, and that's what you need to put on a grocery list. Do not be afraid to eat mono meals. Mono meal means one food, okay? It doesn't have to be like when you're eating regular and you're like, this is my entree, this is my veggie, this is my drink. It doesn't have to be that complicated. Breakfast this morning, I had oranges. Simple. Lunch, I'm probably gonna have a potato, baked potato, and some broccoli. Like, this is not for Instagram. Y'all are gonna see what I eat on Instagram because this is what I do for a living. But it's not for Instagram. Like, I'm not trying to make it look cute for Instagram. Like, this is what I ate today, you know? So you don't have to worry about, does my plate look aesthetically pleasing? Is my plate balanced nutritionally? Like, none of that should be your worry. Eat what you like to eat. If you like Brussels sprouts, eat a plate full of Brussels sprouts, call it a day. It's not about the food. That's why my first tip was, it's not about the food, it's about the intention. So just keep that in mind. But breakfast, normally what I do is some type of fruit, whether it's a whole fruit or it's a fruit bowl. So you can get frozen fruit from the grocery store, or you can do a whole fruit like oranges, apples, pears. That's what's in season right now. Raspberries are in season right now. Blackberries are in season right now. Cherries are in season right now. So that's typically what I do for breakfast. Lunch, I like to do carb and when I say carb, I mean like a whole food carb, like a potato, you know, a sweet potato, a regular potato, and then a veggie. And then for, or in dinner, I either do that same thing or I'll do a salad. Dinner, I try to eat a little bit lighter just because it helps me sleep better. And y'all know I'm in the bed at 8, okay? So my sleep is important. But dinner, yes, normally a little bit lighter. So something like a salad. As far as dressings, because a lot of dressings have sugar in it, so you cannot have those on the Daniel's fast. So as far as dressings, I like to do oil and vinegar, or just a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, Himalayan salt and pepper. So yeah, just keep it simple. Like, it's not even that serious to be doing all that extra stuff, but just write down what you like to eat. I like green beans. I like collard greens. You could have that, right? You can't put the meat in it, but you put a little bit of coconut oil in there and like a couple squeezes of lemon. It tastes just the same as it does with meat. But that wasn't my concern. The first like 10 years I did it was not what tastes good. You know what I'm saying? Well, it was my concern, I should say. The first 10 years I did it was, does it taste good? Then I started realizing it don't really matter. Like, it does taste good, but my priority is not trying to recreate all the things I normally eat as Daniel fast appropriate foods, because this is not about the food. Number 4, follow a Bible study. If you go through this 21-day fast and you're not in your Bible for 21 days, like literally it's all for naught, okay? Make sure that you get yourself a study. In my bookshelf back here, I got a ton of studies you can follow, but you could also just get on and watch some studies or some sermons on YouTube. I highly encourage you, honestly, to just get in the Bible yourself. But if you're starting out and you have a hard time like understanding how to read the Bible, then definitely kick off with some sermons, or kick off with some Bible study with me. You can literally go to YouTube and put in Bible study with me. I have some on my channel. You can watch those, okay? If you would like to get into studying the Bible yourself, which like 100% you need to do anyways, you can use the SOAP Bible study method, SOAP. You can type that up on YouTube and you'll see some like breakdown explanations of it, of different ways you can study the Bible. But that method is the easiest that I found for beginners to like actually studying the Bible. Because I went to church for a long time and didn't study the Bible until I was like, I didn't study the Bible for myself in my free time until I was probably like 23, 24. Okay, so definitely go ahead and get yourself a Bible study. And then last but not least, number 5, because this is something that you are going to probably struggle with, I'm not gonna lie to you, energy levels, okay? Make sure that you set aside some time during the day to either go sit in the sun or walk in the sun by yourself. No music, nothing in your ears, okay? Just peace and quiet. You can sit outside for 10 minutes. I know it's cold outside right now. Or you could take a walk for 10 minutes, whatever it is. That is gonna help you increase your energy levels. It needs to be in the sun, okay? It's something with like the vitamin D and the energy from the sun. Like, I don't know all the science behind it. All I know is you're probably gonna struggle the first 5 to 7 days. Day 5 through 7 is going to be the hardest. Do not quit. What happens is when you go on a fast, you are going through a detox. Not just a physical detox, because you're not having any processed foods on this fast. You're not having any sugar on this fast. If you do soda and caffeine, you're not having any of that on this fast. So your body's going through a physical detox, but you're also going through a spiritual detox, okay? And yes, this is a Daniel's fast, but I also suggest fasting from secular music. If you do a lot of TV, I also suggest fasting from TV, okay? So those are up to you. It's optional. It's not a requirement of the Daniel's fast, but you might as well maximize your time. Like, you're gonna be here for 21 days anyway, so you might as well make this the most spiritually influential 21 days you possibly can, okay? You are going through a detox, and so your body is gonna have withdrawal symptoms. Like, it's just gonna happen. But days 5 through 7 is typically the hardest. You might even get sick. They call it the detox flu. For me, it normally happens around day 5 or 6. I get the detox flu. I'm sneezing like back to back to back to back. And it's just your body expelling, okay? It's your body expelling and detoxification. If you work out a lot, you're gonna sweat a lot of that out. So just be aware of that. You're gonna have to take extra showers because you're sweating it out. But yeah, those are my 5 tips for the Daniel's fast. Hopefully this video helped you, and I don't even know how long I've been talking for, but hopefully it has not been too long. The last thing I want to leave you with too is this, not even on this list. If you break down a day, like if you fail a day, you do not have to quit the whole fast. Honestly, you don't even have to start over. If you feel compelled to start over spiritually on the inside, start over. But if you fail a day, just hop back on, okay? And I'm not even fail a day. If you fail a meal, because it's not a day, okay? So if you accidentally eat something, or if you just give into your physical body and you eat something, just get right back on it. If you had a coffee in the morning and you like, man, I broke the fast, it's not over. Get back on it at lunchtime, okay? Do not give up. Finish out the 21 days. Do whatever you have to do to finish out the 21 days, because you're still going to be better off messing up a day and getting back on, or messing up a meal and getting back on, than you are quitting the entire thing, okay? Don't deem yourself a failure because you made a mistake. That's it. That wasn't even on the list, but I feel like I needed to say that for somebody. So yeah, I will see y'all in the next video. See you later.